On this episode of DH Prepping, we battle the wind and the cold as we make progress on our new greenhouse.
This is Desert Homestead Prepping. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications.
All right, so it is so windy out here. It's so cold. I think the temperature is like 20 degrees, 15 degrees or so. Hopefully, as I get going, I can kind of work up some heat. But I got to dig some holes. So sure, I'm probably not going to be able to construct anything, but I can at least dig some holes for the posts of this greenhouse. So we're going to definitely beef up this greenhouse. We're going to make sure that it is solid, and hopefully everything else that we have stays intact and doesn't fly to pieces behind me as I'm working. I don't know. See how it goes. So we decided we're going to do a 16 by 10 greenhouse with a slant roof design. I'm going to put in 4x4 posts that are going to be cemented into the ground on this prevailing wall. And they're going to be 4 feet apart. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing with 6x4s. Just going to go with those because that's what I have available. I didn't buy any of this wood. So we're just really trying to use what we've got for free. So I'm going to get going and digging some holes here. All right. Looks like I got the holes done, at least for the most part. So yeah, this will be the doorway right here. I'm going to try to have a pretty good space for a doorway. And we're going to have plenty of posts that are cemented into the ground. And hopefully that'll be enough. Whew. I'm going to head on in, get myself warmed up. Hands are freezing. We're going to continue on with our project. The wind has died down a little later in the evening, though. It's a little after 4:30. But there's a few things that I can do. For the lumber that I'm going to cement into the ground, I want to do a little bit more to make it secure. The end that goes in the ground, I'm going to actually put some rebar through it in a cross pattern so that, you know, as we deal with the wind out here, it can't actually pull the wood up out of the cement. It will be anchored into it. So I'm going to cut myself a couple pieces of rebar and drill the holes in the wood and just kind of get the wood kind of arranged where we need it over here. And who knows, maybe I'll get a little farther or not. We'll see. But I have to keep kind of plugging away at it. I only got so many days to be out here. So I need to get as much done as I can, no matter how miserable it is. All right, so I'm going to be cutting this inside the shipping container. The wind has died down, but it's still quite a bit windy out there. The last thing I need is for sparks to go flying out into the grass and light a fire out there. So know, this wall right here will pretty much contain all the sparks, and you know, being in here, it's going to be super loud, so having earplugs is very important. All right, just enough. As you can see, a lot of this wood is pretty well bent and warped, but it's what I got. And with lumber prices as high as they are, we're not really looking forward to spending much money on wood and, you know, any kind of lumber products. These 4x4s are left over from, you know, just from construction on the cabin, and these treated 4x6s are left over from when I brought the root cellar out here. In fact, I got these because they were, you know, heavy duty and strong enough for me to actually slide the root cellar off of the trailer onto something that was strong enough. Plus, I had to lift it up and hold it on the trailer above the wheel wells, so I had to have extra ones. So these have just been lying around for years, and yeah, they're a little bent and warped, but you know what? We're gonna make it work. We'll figure out how to overcome those obstacles. I'm sure it'll look just fine by the time we're done. So anyway, now I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna put these right in a T pattern right through these. So I'm gonna drill some holes through all of these, and hopefully it don't take too long, and then we'll have them set. Alright, so it doesn't have to be perfect. These are going to be in the ground anyway. So just grab your piece. Should just pretty well slide through. Oh yeah, for the most part. Little love tap there. Just sticks out, I don't know, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches on each side. It's just enough. Now you can do this without cement, and this will give you, you know, a much better anchor point just with, you know, putting dirt around this. You can do this with metal poles and stuff like that. Pretty good trick for high wind areas. Okay. So got one more left over for the door. I kind of ran out of 4x4s and large pieces. I might just do 2x4s, but I don't know. I got quite a few different large pallets and stuff like that I could probably pick through and pull pretty good piece of lumber off of those. We'll figure it out. Try and get the straightest one for the corner. All right. Here we go. Pretty much our setup. We still just need to figure out this one last piece. So I'm gonna actually start framing part of this before I cement these. I really kind of want to be able to move them around and stuff and make sure I get a good fit before I cement them in the ground. Okay, we're back to continue the project. It's still pretty miserable out here. It's probably easily 34 degrees. You know, the wind's still blowing. It's not crazy, but it's still just enough for it to be pretty uncomfortable. I'll just have to take it one step at a time, and we'll see how it goes.
So the cement that I have is also leftovers from other projects, and also some of it I got from people who had leftovers. Like, you know, this bag came from our previous pastor who moved away years ago. Yeah, a lot of reclaimed materials going into this. It's just kind of the life that we live out here. We don't have much money, and we try to do everything that we can off of reclaimed materials, free materials, or, you know, whatever we can find. So the method I'm going to use, I'm not going to actually mix this up in a wheelbarrow and then pour it in there. I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the hose on the cabin, which is I'll just pour it in dry, and then we'll come back around with the hose. We'll fill up each hole, let it soak in the water, and you know, I've seen that method done many times by other people, and it worked great for all the posts on our cabin. Nice and sturdy. I mean, it's been through multiple windstorms that were pretty intense, and hasn't even budged at all. All right, got all the cement ready for water. I'm gonna run on over and pull the hose over here, flip on the well, and get going on filling these suckers up. Well, it's looking pretty good. That's it for today, and we'll continue the work in the next video.